All right, so that lovely property that you've been dreaming about, yeah, forest fires. Hey, just so you know, this happened a week ago, and it smells really bad of smoke right now. It smells like I've been at a bonfire all night. You can smell this a mile away. Right here, there's a forest fire. This happened a week ago in Connecticut when I was driving up. We're in central Vermont here. There was one on Friday. So, in New Britain. So yeah, this is the result. Yeah. This was a house.
So due to the reason that the fire started was a gentleman took the ashes out of his fireplace and he put them in a tote, which is like a plastic container. And as the gentleman took the tote out of the house and set it on the ground outside, due to all the dryness and no rain here for a month and the leaves, we believe the gentleman went back inside, and when he looked outside, the temperature of those hot coals not being in a tin container and sitting outside caught the leaves on fire and it spread. And once it hit the ground, it took off. And this was the result of a pretty irresponsible decision on taking ashes out and putting them in a tote plastic container on the ground. So for forest fires and preventative, you really have to be careful of what you do with your ashes, when you start them, where, and have some control over it, because this is the outcome of what something can happen in a matter of just a few hours. This was all burnt. It burnt about 70 acres of land up here in the amount of time, 2 camps. It took 5 different towns and forest fire fighters to get up here, 4 different town fire systems to come up to help prevent this from happening.
Peeps, I should introduce people. This is my friend Steph. Okay, this is my other friend Mark. All right. This is Remy.
Dirty
right
Remy.
here. This is Cleo and Bella.
Crazy
and,
Bella.
Yeah, obviously too, like you learned about ghost fires last year, and look, they happen not just in Canada, not just out west, they can happen here too. They can happen in Connecticut. This might interest you over here. Some of you are learning to drive. Hopefully you're learning to drive on a car that doesn't look like this. Yeah. Some of the stuff you'll see right here, this is melted metal. Right there. Over here, where you can see the glass is smooth, that's melted glass. These right here, probably beer cans. Yep.
Oh, it smells really bad, that pile.
Yeah, it smells ridiculously bad. Yep. And
it's amazing with how hot a fire can get inside a house like that. It was a camp. It was probably about 26 feet by 26 feet widthwise, or 30 by 30 camp. And it's amazing how it got so hot when things exploded and pushed stuff out of where the fire was. It doesn't retain it. It'll really kind of blow up, which can cause even more spreads of a fire. You think you could retain it in one area, but when one hot piece flies out, it can catch that ground part on fire and then the ground over there on fire. It's amazing how fast this fire can spread.
now the other thing is you'll see no rubber tires really, because rubber explodes. These right here are the steel belts that are inside your tires, which is rather interesting right there. Over here, you're going to start to see some trees that are going to be alive, and then some other trees that aren't. This one here, it's got branches up there. Yeah, you can still see leaves. Oh, it looks like a birdhouse right there. Mark, what do you think the odds of this tree making it are?
0.
0?
I know a little bit about trees, not a lot.
He's a
But
logger.
next to probably elms and willows, maples have one of the highest moisture content. And just to show you how hot this fire got, probably 25 feet from the fire,
Yep.
one of the closest trees, and it really did. This, I am sure, is probably dry.
Yeah. Dead. You notice how it's like that on one side, but where the fire side is, but then we come to the other side. Yeah, but when you come over here, the fire's nowhere near, damage is nowhere near as bad, as it is on the other side.
The life of that tree is probably gone.
Yeah, it's cooked. No pun
And when you
intended.
come a little further distance, James, you can show them these trees.
Yep. Careful there, Remy. Yeah, this is all a bunch of trailer trash. No pun intended. But right down here, you'll see how black this is with the soil. It's all burnt. Like, look right here. This right here, which I'm about to pick up. It's all just charred. All just charred. Yeah.
And this under here is what they flipped over yesterday at their fire class, and the fire still was going a week ago.
Yeah.
From a week ago.
Because you think about it, underneath the ground, they've got all that soil, all that wood that's there. So you got the fuel, you got low amounts of oxygen, which means it's just going to burn slow and make it last. Hey, just to give a little bit of hope though, Native Americans used to do ground fires back in the day because they didn't have metal tools. So what would you do to farm? How would you clear out all this land? And they wouldn't clear out the big trees, but they would create these brush fires. Just because the brush fire, what it would do would be clear out all the underbrush. And when you burn everything, the result is underneath, all this soil right here, really good to grow. All right, because of all the nutrients from the fire go down into the soil. Also too, now there's no plants competing with the sunlight to get that sunlight to grow. So it makes it really good for growth opportunities. So Mother Nature.
Bugs and diseases and illnesses, it can also, the ground fires can help to kill out some of the stuff that would eat the trees or eat the ferns or destroy things. So it was another way Native Americans could keep the soil healthy, clean, get rid of any pesticides that were on there, and then naturally have fresh new growth come. Plus, new growth helps to seed for the animals and the bear and the deer and the other wildlife out there. It's one reserved refreshing source for animal life and stuff, for new growth to come for certain different types of animals, critters that live on this planet. So sometimes ground fires are not a bad thing. They can be a good thing when they're controlled. This was an out of control forest fire, and it still has taken about a week to manage and get in control.
It's like when the government has their controlled fires. They are a great thing. There are benefits to it. That's why they have to be careful, and it is sad when they do have a controlled, out of control burn.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Let me get out of that.
All right, peeps. Knowledge is power. Now you're feeling more empowered. So my best. Thank you.